Hi, I'm Chris Eversole, Communications Coordinator for the City of Green Cove Springs. Our topic today is the Augusta Savage Center, and with us is Felicia Hampshire, who just stepped down from the City Council, and Indy Moran, who heads the Head Start program for the center. So Felicia, tell us about the history of the center.
Okay, so actually we're talking about Dunbar High School. And Dunbar High School has been in the Green Cove community ever since I can remember, even as a child attending a local kindergarten school here in Green Cove. So Dunbar as a school was the only African American school in our community, and my parents attended Dunbar High along with aunts and uncles and many people who live in the Green Cove Springs community. So it is a staple in the community. And
what happened? What was the history as far as it closed and then the city has revitalized it and you've been a part of that?
Yes, absolutely. Well, you know, when schools desegregated, the Dunbar High School closed, and I believe it was back in 1971, perhaps. Somewhere around that
That's
time.
fine.
I'm a little too young to remember.
There you go.
But nevertheless, Dunbar High School remained in the community. It belonged to the school board at first, and then the city purchased it. And after the city purchased it and had it for a while, there were lots of activities there. However, after a while, Nancy Keating purchased it. And then it came back to the city. We repurchased it again. So Dunbar, the actual building, has played an integral role in the survival of this community.
Well, when you were on council for 9 years, and at what point in that tenure did you start suggesting things and working with forming a community group to get things rolling?
Okay, well, actually, I began working with local citizens here in the city of Green Cove before becoming a member of council. Dunbar High has always been very important to me and many members of our community. We had some issues with the building structure itself where it was unsafe and inhabitable for people to, work and play. So the city, thankfully, found a way to fund the gymnasium first, so that the children could go back to continue with their activities, basketball, softball, reading, tutoring, and those type of things. So,
well, let's bring it up to speed in terms of accommodations for the Head Start and the food bank and other things like that.
Well, let me just say we're very blessed to have our food pantry and Head Start in the Augusta Savage building. And I forgot to mention that it was since then changed from Dunbar to Augusta Savage. And we all know that she was a sculptress born in Green Cove Springs in 1892, and then moved on to do other things. But we're really blessed to have Head Start in our community because there is a need. And I'm sure Indy will allude to that later on in this message. But the food pantry serves so many people, and not just people from the city of Green Cove, but it serves people from all around Clay County. So we're really blessed to have these services offered in our community.
Well, let's move on to the master plan. What are some of the things that are planned as far as the library, I think, is one project that's going to be ongoing?
Well, let me tell you, all of this has really been near and dear to my heart. I've not only myself, and I speak for many people in the community who have been champions to keeping that community center open. And I have to thank the council and our city manager for all of the work that they've done to keep that center open. And the county as well.
Sales tax.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes. So, but what I wanted to say was, in looking into the future, we have now had plans drawn up so that we could reopen the old library. And in that library, the citizens, they came together to determine what we would like to have in the library. And so we're looking at having a dance studio, a music room, of course, a library, which would hopefully feature some of the Augusta Savage work, and hopefully some of the old Dunbar School artifacts or what have you. But we are really blessed to bring that on board, hopefully within the next year.
Well, let's talk about some of the activities. I know that there's a Soul Food Festival which has some relationship to the center, so tell me a bit about that.
Well, let me tell you, growing up as a child in Green Cove, and of course I've been here all my life, I remember being 5 years old in Dunbar High School having the baddest band around these neck of the woods. And Sam may remember that as well, but Dunbar had the most wonderful band. And as a kindergartner, I was a part of that band. And as a little majorette,
Wow.
so to speak. And my mother was a majorette. My father played in the band. So we wanted to keep some of those memories here in Green Cove by adding a parade to the Soul Food Festival. And we call it the Parade of Pride. So that was one of the reasons for, us implementing a parade into the festival. And we're very, very proud of it. We have so many people who volunteer. With the Elks Lodge has been spearheading it for us, and hopefully they'll do it again this year. But we are very blessed to be able to capture some of the memories by bringing in a parade where the entire community is very excited, and they just all come out on the side of the road, and they just, a parade excites everybody, even those of us of age. And so that's one of the reasons why we have the Soul Food Festival, but we wanted it to be more than just a festival where people would come and eat and entertain. We wanted that parade because we knew it would bring back memories to the folk who have been here for a very long time.
Well, I know you also have events for Black History Month. And
Yes,
so let's
yes.
talk about that.
Okay, so we do have our annual Black History Month. This past year, my daughter Courtney and Glow Smith spearheaded it along with the help of the city, and they did an amazing job. We have the Black History Program. We have MLK Day in Clay. We've had it there where we had the cleanup and we planted all of the flowers and the trees and, to enhance the area. So, and of course, we have the basketball programs. And for the first time, a year or so ago, we had our first summer program there. So, that center has so much potential and it's offered so much to the community. I just could not fathom not having it there.
Well, let's go over to Indy and tell us about your Head Start program, how long it's been there, and what it means to you to have the center available.
Okay. I do not have an exact date
That's all right.
of how long they've been there, but there are some rumors they've been there for at least 100 years. But we know that it's at least in the last 40.
Yes.
And like Ms. Hampshire has said, we have served our community for that long. I have been there in the last 4 years, and we are serving the children that live in the community, especially the one in Green Cove. And the program target families that are low income, usually around the 100% of the poverty level. And currently we're accepting applications. So if anyone would like to come and enroll their child, they qualify, we would love to have them.
Well, what kind of programs do you have? What kind of enrichment does Head Start provide?
Well, we do follow a curriculum. It's called the Apple curriculum, and we also work together with the VPK program for those children who will eventually transition into kindergarten. But Head Start is more of a concept program for children. We work into the areas of emotional, social, concept as math, language, speech, science, and then from there we take it into the other level, which it kind of marries into VPK eventually with the children that are going into kindergarten.
So do you have a need for volunteers and financial support?
Absolutely. Yes. As a matter of fact, we try to be very much. We try to be part of this community. Because our center offer this service to a very diverse group of families. We have African Americans, we have Latino families, we have certainly the Caucasian families, and also Haitian families. So we have a flavor of a melting pot somewhat in our center. So we try to be very involved with the community. So we try to celebrate every single month. They're celebrating some kind of a cultural event.
Well, as far as
And-
volunteers, what kind of volunteer opportunities?
Well, we like to have certainly people in the community who can come to read to our kids. That's a big one. Reading never run out of its style. We like to have them to come to read in all the languages that I just mentioned. But reading is one of the biggest, if any, the volunteers that we need. But we also need people that come to help us with the gardens, people that can come to help us to maintain part of the building. We certainly need people, especially the parents, to volunteer as much as possible, because this is that kind of program that we encourage parents to be involved. We are kind of like the training wheels to these parents that they eventually transition into kindergarten. We prepare those parents to go into the school system and become really involved with their children.
Well, you had a recent event, you've had several events, but one of which was an art show, and I believe you had a special guest for that. Can you tell us about that?
We did, and it was a successful event. We planned this for a year, so we have material collected for a year, and the children worked really hard on this, as well as the teachers. And we invited the Mexican consulate, who came to support us, and who had become very close, not to only Head Start, but also the community, especially the community. And we had also the council members. We have other agencies coming, the YMCA. We have several members of the community that got such a pleasure coming to see the children work.
Well, that's great. Well, let's wrap up, Felicia, with telling how it feels to have all this going on.
I tell you what, Green Cove is blessed. This is amazing, and I'm just excited about the future of Green Cove Springs. I think that you being here is a great asset to our city, so thank you very much. And Indy, thank you for everything that you do in our community, because your services are really needed, and thank you, ma'am. And I tell you what, I'm excited about Calavita, the Soul Food Festival. We just wrapped up a wonderful Memorial Day festival. So, Green Cove is on the up and up. We have jobs coming in, and we're doing a great job here. Thanks to the mayor and everyone involved.
Okay, well, thank you all for joining us on Green Cove Springs today.
Thank you, Green Cove.
Thank you.